Hello guys, what's up? I'm Itai, and in this video I'm going to cover everything you need to know about the 90-degree handstand push-up. I've been doing the 90-degree handstand push-up since I think 2019. So I have a lot of information about this skill. I have a lot of cheat codes and I have a lot of steps that I can give you for this video. So let's begin. So before we are starting, it's really important to work on your prerequisites. And the prerequisites for the 90-degree handstand push-ups will be doing a good handstand, which means you can go for a handstand and you can feel pretty comfortable in a handstand, which means you can go for straddle, full, and you can also like play a bit with the legs. So playing with shapes and being comfortable in handstand, holding for at least 30 seconds. Again, the straddle and the full are the most important because we are going to use the straddle as a progression. And handstand push-ups, so being able to do 3 to 5 handstand push-ups and freestanding, trying to do the handstand push-ups where you go and lean forward and not going for a wide handstand push-up, because again, when we are doing the 90-degree handstand push-up, we are going in an angle, which means we are leaning forward, and doing the handstand push-ups where you take your hands wide will not help you for the 90-degree handstand push-up. So again, make sure that you can do a really good handstand push-ups. And another thing that can also really help you is being able to do a deep handstand push-up. I'll show how it looks like. So it can be with parallettes, or you can do it with maybe a higher surface. Just doing handstand, going down and up. So being able to do 1 or 2 deep handstand push-up will also help you get your 90-degree handstand push-up. And lastly, of course, in the 90-degree handstand push-up, we are going to get to the 90 position. The 90 position is similar to the elbow lever. So if you don't have the 90, I would suggest landing the elbow lever. But now your elbows are flaring out, which means that when I'm going for the elbow lever, I'm pushing my elbows in. And in the 90-degree handstand push-up, I'm just leaning forward and holding myself like this. So make sure that you can hold it pretty comfortably straddle, and you can also feel comfortable holding it in the full position, which means getting into the position, leaning forward, and holding myself in this position for at least 5 to 10 seconds. So make sure you have all of these prerequisites: the handstand push-ups, the 90, the good handstand, and then you can be ready for the 90-degree handstand push-up. If you want me to do a tutorial about one of these, just write me in the comments and I'll do a video about it. Perfect, so going into the steps. For the first step, we're gonna need a band. You can also use 2 bands. You can use 1 band, depend on your weight. So I'm just putting 1 band on the pull-up bar. Again, if it's too hard, you can also make it wider, and that will make it easier for the 90-degree handstand push-up. So I'm putting a band. It's really important to put it on the waist. So it's really on the waistline. I'm getting myself a bit forward, so the band will pull me backwards and it won't go up. Then I'm going to go down and back. From here, I'm just right above the pull-up bar, and I can go and do jump for the handstand. And from here, you're just gonna go slow and just do the negative. That's a really good way to understand where your hands are supposed to go and really work on that movement pattern. When I'm doing the handstand push-up, I'm gonna go and try to really think that I'm in a handstand. I really wanna bring my hands to my waistline. So it's just like, where is my band? I'm just putting my band on my waistline, jumping into a handstand, and slowly going down, 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 down until I go to the floor. So you can first start and do it in straddle, because again, straddle and full are very different in the amount of strength that you need to apply, because when you're doing the full, so you need to lean much more because of the lever. So after you realize how to do it straddle, I would really suggest how to do it in the full position. You can't really close the legs with a band. So when you go down, you're gonna close. So going down and closing the legs. Look where my hands, they are in the waist. If I'm gonna put them on my chest, I'm gonna fall backwards. It's really important to understand where is the center of mass and learning how to do it. So the first step is just doing the negative with the bands. So in this way, maybe I'm not getting the strength needed, but the technique is getting much better with using bands and understanding the movement pattern. Sometimes it's not only understanding, but teaching the body the full movement pattern. So that's the first step. The goal is to do at least one negative on a full position. So work on the straddle negative. Once you feel comfortable, work on the full negative. And if you feel comfortable, you can try to work your way up. But again, we're just working on a movement pattern, so negative would be okay. In the next step, we're gonna work on the negative to make it perfect, but now we're not using the bands. We're gonna use a cheat code where you use a higher surface to create more momentum to the body. So I'm gonna show how it looks like. I'm gonna take a high surface. I'm taking something that will make me a bit higher. It can be boxes, it can be books, anything that will make you a bit elevated. So I'm gonna put my hands on the boxes, and now I'm gonna go down to a deep handstand push-up. So that's why I said you need a deep handstand push-up. So just going down and leaning. It's really important to learn how to put your hands. So when you're putting your hands, you're not putting them forward, but 45 degrees to the sides. Because if you're gonna put them forward, that's way too much lean for your hands, and you're gonna get hurt in your wrist. You can also use the parallettes and do the same thing. I'm gonna show how it looks like. Again, everything we're doing, we're trying in straddle, and after we're feeling comfortable, we can try it full. So I'm doing one attempt of straddle and one attempt of full. I'm gonna go to my handstand and going down and leaning forward. That's a really nice way to really realize the movement. Again, when we're doing the full 90 degree, we're doing it in one motion. But in this way, we can separate it to two motions, which means we're gonna go down and lean forward. That's why I really love this cheat code. And I'm gonna show you the full version. Jumping down and leaning forward. This way, you're gonna learn the negative. And after you feel comfortable learning the negative, that's when you're gonna go to the third step. So after learning how to do the negative and understanding how to do the movement pattern, the next step would be doing it freestanding. But again, we're not jumping to the full movement. We really wanna do it slowly and gradually, working on specific ways to gain strength and do it again gradually. We're not jumping to the full exercise. Now, we're gonna take two parallettes, or you can do it on the floor. I don't really care. And what you're gonna do is think about, if you're doing a handstand push-up, you're gonna place your nose a bit forward, and now each attempt you're gonna place it a bit more forward. So again, I'm gonna show you how it looks like. You can do it on the floor, you can do it on parallettes, or work out. So maybe a good way is even putting something that you can see. So for example, I use this as a sticker. I'm gonna place it like a normal handstand push-up. And now I'm gonna go for the handstand push-up. After learning this, I can try and take the sticker a bit more far away and really remember where I was last sessions to see if I got any better. So now I am keeping the parallettes at the same spot, bringing the sticker a bit more forward, and it's gonna look like more like 90 degrees. So I'll have more angle in my handstand push-up. So just going, you can again try everything in straddle. It will be easier, and touching and going up. Again, you can make it harder and harder by taking the sticker a bit more forward until we get to a point where I'm putting the sticker a bit more far away and going into the freestanding. So again, everything you do, you do in straddle. So seeing this, looking at the sticker, and trying to really go down to it with the nose. In this way, you're gonna learn how to do the negative and do it freestanding. If you want to work also on going up, you can always take the sticker a bit backwards and just work on the full movement. which means that if I can only do negative with the sticker in this position, I can move the sticker a bit backwards and try to do the full rep, which means going into the handstand push-up, going down and up. So after learning the partial reps, let's go for step 4. Perfect. So in step 4, we're going to try the full movement. And again, we're not jumping for the full movement. I would really recommend taking a small bend. So just something like this blue one and working on the full movement. So again, same things. I'm going to go into the bend and just trying to do the full movement. So jumping up and doing the full movement. If you feel comfortable, you can also try it going down in the full position. So in this way, we're going to learn how to do the full complete rep of the 90 degree. So let's jump to the last step, step 5. So after gaining all of these steps and doing the full movement with the bend, you can go for the full 90 degree handstand push-ups. But again, try it first in straddle. Jumping into the parallel and trying to go down and then lean forward. So first it will look like down and forward. But afterwards, you can make it in one movement and it's going to look more like this. So jumping and doing it in one movement. So it's basically combining down and forward at the same time, which I'm not really recommending. After doing it in straddle, try to close to full, a bit more every single time until you can do the full 90 degree handstand push-up. Lastly, I want to give you a few tips about the 90 degree handstand push-up. The first tip is arching your back, which means when we're first learning the 90 degree handstand push-up, it's okay to arch from your lower back. Because again, you're compensating on strength. The more strong you will be, the cleaner the movement is going to look. So I'm going to show how a cheat 90 degree or not clean 90 degree should look like. I'm going into the handstand and I'm going to arch my back a bit and go like this. So again, it's not a perfect movement, but that's the way to learn it and that's how you clean it up. So don't be frustrated or look and say, no, it's not clean enough, I need to make it better. So yeah, you need to make it better, but it's part of the way. Second thing I want to talk about is that in the floor, when you go for the 90 degree handstand push-up, there is two ways that you can play with the hands. You can go and jump straight to the 45 degrees handstand, which is harder to hold. But again, it's easier to maintain it because you don't really need to move your movement. Or the second option is starting with a normal handstand, and when you go down, you're going to lean on your heel and try and rotate through the movement. I'm going to show how it looks like. I'm jumping with my hands straight, and when I go down, you can see that I'm leaning on my heel and I can rotate the hands to the side. And when I go up, I'm rotating it back to the normal position. I'm going to show how it looks like in a full rep. Up, straight hands. So through the movement, I'm rotating the wrist, but again, it requires a lot more technique. So I would recommend starting with the 45 degree handstand. So it means you need to learn the 45 degree handstand, which is harder because you have less fingers to use. Lastly, use bends, okay? Bends are one of the most important things in calisthenics because you can measure the weight you are doing the exercise. It's perfect for movement pattern. It teaches your mind, it teaches your body. So start with 2 bends, 3 bends, I don't really care. Do the full movement and then go to 2 bends and then go to 1 bend but wide and start closing the bend until you're really close to the full 90 degree handstand push-up. Again, doing everything in straddle and then in full. And that's how you actually learn it. You can also work on your handstand push-ups and on your 90 degree holds to improve your strength. these two would really help you. You don't really need more than 10 seconds of 90-degree perfect hold. So focus more on your handstand push-ups and on your deep handstand push-ups, and that will make you do the 90-degree handstand push-ups. So it's all about learning the movement pattern, being strong enough, and doing the right steps. I hope you learned something from this tutorial. If you have any question, so you can write me in the comments. And if you're looking for someone to coach you one-on-one in handstands or calisthenics, you can just write me a message on Instagram. My Instagram is the one I'll put here. So it's Itai Barashi. Just send me a message. I want your help. Let's talk, and I will send you a message and we'll talk about it. So this was everything about this video. Good luck, and tell me how it goes in the comments.